I did on my test. So here's what you guys are going to have to do on the peer review. Okay, I know we did that one peer review before, but it was your very first one and it was very fast. And this time we'll have a little more time. So one of the things I'm going to ask you to do is to assess the topic sentence and say, is it argumentative? And do you think it's focused enough? So do you think this is a good argumentative topic sentence? Nervousness affected how well I did on my test. Yes, that's going to work. And again, this is focus. The upside down triangle I was drawing up here for Jacob. Remember, that's important. One of the things about college writing is your ability, like, did everyone hear what Jacob was saying? He said, I'm not going to be able to get this into 11 sentences. He says, it's going to be a lot longer. And I said, well, that's not going to work, because one of the things about college writing is the length. One of the assignments is write a 300-word paper, a 500-word, 1,000-word, and then you go to pages. Write a 5-page paper, write a 10-page paper, write a 20-page paper. Believe me, you guys are going to have to write 20-page papers when you get to English too. Okay? Yes, you are. But that's why this is so important that he understands that. When he writes that 20-page paper, he can do what he wanted to do about how to prepare for a winning football game and talk about lifelong nutrition, all this stuff that goes on over a longer period of time. So that's the point. That's a bigger paper, okay? We need to think here in terms of a paragraph, okay? So this is going to be good, okay? Where do you think this person is going to start his narrative? Nervousness affected how well I did on my test. Yeah, probably as when he walks into the test, right? He walks into the classroom and he thinks, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this, okay? So, the whole topic of taking a test, which includes, attending the class and doing the homework all semester and knowing the material, he's going to focus that to just the day of the test, maybe the hour that the test took. Okay, so that's going to be enough for a paragraph. If he wants to write a paper later on about how to prepare for college tests successfully, then it can get longer. And it can start with the beginning of the class. Okay. Operating an assault rifle is exciting and dangerous at the same time. Is that argumentative? Would anybody argue with that? Everybody thinks operating an assault rifle is exciting?
Yes.
Okay. No, I don't think everybody does. So that's definitely argumentative. That's what we want. We want you to kind of look at this and say, wait a minute, somebody thinks operating an assault rifle is exciting, okay? Because we all wouldn't agree. We might all agree that it's dangerous, but we might not all agree about it. And maybe not. Maybe you think, no, it's not dangerous. So this is what makes you kind of want to read this paper and say, I want to find out why this person thinks this is exciting. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's part of these argumentative topic sentences. They're also a lead-in to, they're a hook. A lot of teachers call it a hook. You need a hook on your paper to get your reader in there. The nervousness affected how well I did on my test. That's going to be, oh yeah, I've had this too. I want to read somebody else's problem with that. Okay, something that gets your reader in there to read your paragraph. Okay, so this person is going to probably start where? With operating an assault rifle. Lloyd, where were you going to start your narrative on this?
getting to the range.
Okay, good. One day you're going to the rifle range, getting set up, and then, yeah, that will work. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, on a first date, I felt nervous, embarrassed, and shy. And you notice I came along with a blue pen and made, just to kind of encourage you guys about reading my editing. SP is spelling, exciting. We need introductory commas on a first date, comma, I felt nervous, embarrassed, and shy. This embarrassed, that's one of those, one thing I didn't put up here on the spelling list that a lot of people have trouble with, on my list of why we spell words wrong, is double letters. Those are always an annoyance. Embarrassed has 2 R's and 2 S's. Okay, but that one I think Microsoft Word just fixes for you. It's one of those that's so commonly misspelled. So on a first date, I felt nervous, embarrassed, and shy. Is that argumentative? Again, it's a soft argument. With something like this, there's a gray area between, isn't that just a statement? Isn't that just how you felt? One of the phrases I've been using to some people is, that's just a statement of fact. But given this assignment and given the list of topics that you've had, I think that's the alternative to the one we looked at up here. My first date was great. My first date, I was uncomfortable because I was embarrassed. I think that works. Okay, but yeah, when we get to these really these soft arguments, those can be really what I call soft. I mean, this isn't as argumentative as saying I was terrified of my babysitter, which is a little bit stronger. Okay, if anybody has anything else to say about these, please jump in. And I'm hoping what Jacob ended up doing, I don't know where they went, Jacob Andrew, what he ended up doing, I told him, I said, no, you're not going to be able to talk about, your lifetime preparing for football in 1 paragraph. And if you're getting more than 11 sentences, it's not addressing the assignment. So he has now decided to change his topic, which is a perfectly good reaction, especially at this point in the paper. This is one of the reasons I give you these worksheets. You might start working through and you think, I'm not making this work. So then you go back, pick another topic, pick another argument. When I look at these worksheets in your little packets that you turn in, I'm not looking for them. They don't have to be the same as where you end up. Your worksheet might be on a completely different topic, and then you got in and started writing. We're talking about your decision to change your topic.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good thing in the writing process. If it just doesn't look like it's going to work, do something else. But again, this is the reason you have to work ahead. Because if you're doing this at midnight, the night before the paper's due, and you're suddenly thinking, oh, I've got to change my topic, that's a problem, because then you don't have all that review of it. Okay, so on a sunny, bright day, playing with my dogs, one of them tripped and made me fall hard, and this was the funniest thing my dog has ever done. Is that argumentative?
Yes.
Yeah, because somebody would say, no, I think your dog did something funnier. And so this person is taking that topic of a funny incident, okay? Again, very soft argument. Nobody's going to disagree with her that she thinks this, but they may say, no, your dog did something else 2 weeks ago that was even funnier, okay? Does that make sense as far as my word argument? Again, that's why your book uses these other words, dominant impression, point of the story, because they're kind of backing off of that argument. But I like to use this because this is what academic writing is all about. Okay, so is this going to be easy to focus? Yeah, this one lends itself very well because we're just going to talk about what the dog did. We're We're not gonna go back and say, I got my dog when she was a puppy, and, you know, we're just gonna talk about what happened on that day. Right? Okay, so again, think in terms of focusing the stories that you're telling. Okay, looking back on a childhood memory, there's one that I find that makes me grin from ear to ear. Does that give a point of the story?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, good, okay. So it looks like a lot of you are looking at let's put this up here, are looking at these things, which is good. Okay, a funny incident, that's the dog one. A first date, several people did the first date. Okay, an embarrassing moment. A tense athletic event, preparing for an important exam. So this is a tense academic event in a sense, so you can kind of work with those. That it doesn't have to be exactly that. Good. Yeah, these I don't know where these came from. Oh, you know what I think? The ones, remember we looked at the ones in here and they weren't very good. I think these came from that Evergreen book. You know what I've actually done for my summer class? I finally figured out how to go into the textbook publisher, like put in different, you can order a book and put in different chapters of different textbooks. So finally I've done that, so that I don't have to have all these handouts. Okay. There's another edit I might do here. I added this comma. This is called, let me get my blue pen. And again, I'm doing this partly to let you guys know what some of my marks mean. This is an introductory comma. Looking back on a childhood memory, comma. There's one that I find that makes me grin. I might do this, looking back on my childhood memories. That's the only edit I have in here, but it works easily. Do you want to read this essay? Does this sentence make you want to read this essay?
Yeah.
Don't you want,
Yeah.
What childhood memory would make this person grin from ear to ear? I think this makes you want to, what is it? You get this question, what memory still makes her really laugh? Okay, that's a hook that gets the reader in there. It says, yeah, I want to read this essay to find out what this was. Does that make sense? So that's another reason for having it up at the top. Okay, my neighbor's house was not as safe and calm as it appeared. How about that one?
Yes.
That, it works, okay? It's kind of, it looks like it's gonna kind of be a description, but remember that description and narration are similar. We looked at the diner one, and it was a narration, but it also had a bunch of description in there. So what this person is gonna wanna do is narrow this down in time. Right, but you had some stuff on there that you were going to use to talk about something that happened, okay? But definitely an event that's going to happen at this house that looks safe and calm from the outside, but then an event happens in there that makes it obvious that it's not safe and calm, okay? Now, you're going to want to get immediately into this and say on, January 2nd, we heard, gunshots or something, whatever is going on. So you want to get immediately into the narrative, but that's going to work. Okay? Okay, now this one we looked at the other day. This was Sandra's. Did we decide that this was the topic sentence of that essay?
No.
Yeah, so this is her first sentence, but it's not her topic sentence. Sandra, does that make sense?
That's what I thought too, but I was like, okay, I'll put this
Okay.
one down just to test
Yeah,
myself.
that's good,
So-
but this, I'm glad, because all of these other ones are almost perfect, so we need to have one to talk about. It wasn't exactly perfect. So remember, she went on through she was sick, and the family argued about how to take her to the hospital or not. So does anyone remember where her topic sentence was in that essay? It was at the end. And it said, through this experience of having gone deaf when she was a baby and having the family argue over her treatment of it, she has become the person she is. Remember that? So yeah, your topic sentence was like, and we looked at, most of you are gonna have these at the top, and that's fine. But if you do decide for some reason to have it at the bottom, here's the trick. I need to be able to see what the topic sentence is. In fact, from now on, one of the things I'm going to ask you to do on your review sheets is underline your topic sentence. It's that important. This topic sentence is the most important thing that this class covers. In fact, if we look back at our student learning outcomes. Remember these? Remember I said we were going to look at these a couple of times throughout the semester. If you complete this class successfully, you will have developed the ability to do these things. This is what we're talking about. We haven't started calling it this yet, but it's the first one on there. Develop a thesis. Okay? That's what we're working to. Right now we're calling it a topic sentence because it's in a paragraph, but when we move to essays in the next lesson, the next paper, it's going to become what's called a thesis statement. Okay? So this is what we're doing. The first thing on this list, developing a thesis. Okay, and like I say, once you get that thesis developed, you're going to be amazed at how easily your paper comes together. Okay. However, in Sandra's case, the thesis statement topic sentence could be at the end. She learned who she was from all these events. Okay. Now, the test of this is, could you take that sentence and just flip it up to the top? If you can, then definitely that's your topic sentence. Okay. So this is the start of her narrative, but it's not the topic sentence. Okay. My first day of college was a disaster. Oh, that's right, you were college. Is that got a point of the story? Are you interested in reading that paper? Okay, because a lot of our first day of college was a disaster, so we want to find out that somebody else had the same experience, right? So that is going to encourage you to read that paper. Being in a car accident was horrible. Same thing. The controlling idea, the main point. This was a bad experience. This person is going to narrate it. With car accidents, again, be careful. You want to just try to narrow what's going on. Don't start out saying, on Monday I woke up and went to school and then went home and did my homework, and then later in the afternoon we decided to go somewhere in the car. Start with, on Monday we decided to go somewhere in the car. Keep it focused. Okay, I was scared after watching the scary movie Annabelle. Okay, did anybody else see this movie? Okay, so this person again is going off of this thing. Going off of the scary movie, and it's interesting that she's already focused on after. Okay, so here's going to be and you notice I underlined this. We're going to work a little bit on this. When you have the name of a movie or a book, when you are typing it, it wants to be italicized, right? I don't think I have any. What is italicized is this. Not bold, but just slanty. type. So this is, when she types it, she wants to italicize that name. When you're handwriting, you're underlining. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the research paper. Because you guys are gonna have a lot of titles and things in the research paper. Okay. When is Cynthia gonna start this narrative? Is she gonna give us the plot of the movie? Were you planning to tell what happened in the movie? Yeah.
That's not mine.
Isn't that your Oh, no, it's wrong. Okay. Were you planning to tell what happened in the movie?
No.
Okay, good, because that's what people usually do when they pick this one, is they start retelling the plot of the movie. Obviously, you have to tell us what scared you in it, but don't get bogged down in retelling what happened. And that's why I'm saying this is good, because you're gonna talk about after. So you can say things like, I remembered the monster or something, but, you know, don't get bogged down in telling this. That's a narrative, but it's not your narrative, it's the movie writer's narrative. Okay? So this is gonna work. It has a point that she was scared. Somebody could argue with that by saying, oh, I saw that movie and it didn't scare me at all, right? So definitely argumentative. Now, I looked at this person's, and I think it came out wrong. What does this mean? This is really important. Okay, so fragment, and then one other one here that I fixed, run-on. These are things that I'm marking in a lot of papers. Run-ons and comma splices. Real easy to fix. We're going to have a lesson on this. I think 90% of your English center stuff is going to be about fragments and run-ons. It's a real common problem. But just know that this is what this means. So this is not a complete sentence. Wasn't this yours, Angel?
Yes.
Okay. There was something, where's your thing? Because you had a better one. This one. Okay. Yeah, so here's what he did. This is his topic. That's what he did wrong. So your point is running into an abandoned house the time I was caught in the middle of a storm. Yeah, I knew he had something. He just picked up the wrong one. He picked up the wrong one when he wrote it up. Okay. Running into an abandoned house the time I was caught in the middle of a storm scared me. Is that going to be interesting to read? Yeah. You think, oh yeah, I want to read about what happened. How did he get to where he was in the middle of a storm at an abandoned house? Okay. Okay, so that's good. Okay, the night before game day, I can't sleep. Okay, it's argumentative because some people can, okay? And Andrew and Jacob were both gonna write about, actually you guys kind of had the same topic before a game, but you see, Andrew's is much more focused. So he's just talking about the night before. Okay? Does that make sense? And other people have that experience, so you kind of this misery loves company. We want to get in there and read about somebody else's experience doing the same thing. Okay, from the moment I felt my hands sweating and my heart beating rapidly, that's just a spelling, I knew that my driving test was going to be unpleasant. Is that a good start?
Yes, it is.
And it even gives us our first, not only is it the topic sentence, it gives us our first event, right? Yeah, is that going to be an interesting essay?
Definitely.
Yeah, because again, we've all had that experience, so you think, oh yeah, we want to suffer with somebody else. Well, read about that. Okay? My first date on Valentine's Day. This is an interesting thing. my impulse is to capitalize this and put an apostrophe in there. But that's one of these words that it's so common, and we see it so commonly without the apostrophe that I probably wouldn't mark that wrong. I might capitalize it though, because that is the name of a holiday. My first date on Valentine's Day was amazing. Is that going to be again, it's a soft argument, but it's kind of like the one, it's kind of like Justin that we looked at up here. So this person is picking this topic. Okay, this little one here says, the pressure at the race was so high that it affected my running negatively. Is that argumentative? Yeah. This is going to talk about the pressure at some kind of a foot race, what we used to call foot race. Okay. Where is this person? The pressure at the race was so high it affected my running negatively. Where is that person going to start the narrative? Yeah, he's probably going to start right when the race starts. He's not going to start the night before and say, I got ready. Does it sound like when this person first starts, is he going to have negative feelings? Yeah, that's going to be interesting. You could even, maybe it is right at the beginning. I got to the race and right away I felt, I felt pressure. Or it could be that he got into it and then it became pressure. So either way. Okay? Okay. When I had my first interview, I was nervous because I wasn't prepared. Has that got an argument in it? Yeah. Okay. Again, does that make you want to read that essay? Does that repeat? Yeah. Because again, it's an experience we've had. We want to say, I want to know that somebody else has had this experience. Many have experienced the feelings of excitement and joyfulness when thinking of a possible job. However, my interview for a new job was a disaster. Okay, yeah, so these two people are going to narrate and again start right with the interview. Okay, so on Thursday, what do you have to bring to class today? A tight graph. Okay, and you also have to have all your journal stuff done before we're going to talk on it. If you would like to send me a graph for Thursday, please do, or come to my office and I can help you with it. Okay, remember that you are required to take part in the peer review, so be sure that you have a graph. Okay, so I'll see you on Thursday. Wait.
Drop your yeah. No, not so. We're